statewide, nationwide, and worldwide. From politics to current affairs, the economy, health sector, security, education, gender issues, and so much more.
I'm not comfortable with all what the people have said this morning.
So if you say the House of Assembly is a rubber stamp, the seal that give the government authority, so be it. I don't give a damn when people say they are rubber stamp.
Address the issue of Okada and the union. It's not fair enough, sir.
Do join us every weekday from 8 a.m. as we speak with the big players and technocrats in these areas on Splash 106.7 FM, the Integrity Station. Panorama.
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 Panorama on Splash 106.7 FM.
It's 4 minutes past 8 o'clock from our studios here at Splash 106.7 FM, the Integrity Station. We promote the right values and pride ourselves so as well. Good morning. I trust you had a great weekend. We're glad to be here this morning and also to have you listening to the Integrity Station this morning. I'm sure you've had an amazing time with the radio from when we started broadcast, especially from around 6:30 when Papa came on board, followed by Typhoon Tedo. And now Panorama is on your radio, and it gets even better. It's a Monday, and I'm sure you're ready for the week. The children are still on all the days, but I'm sure those that have to be in their places of work, like myself and Lola this morning, are hide on their way or maybe there already. We wish you all the best. We wish you a great week. We wish you a fantastic week, and we hope that you journey with us all through the week this week. My name is Boyega Olaniyi. Welcome to the program this morning.
Good morning. My name is Lola Meduteni. Welcome back to the work week. It's good to have some fairly fine weather after the intermittent rain that we had over the weekend. Trust you're up and about your daily business, ready to get on with your daily and weekly grind. That's what we're also doing here, all the while educating you, enlightening you, informing you, and entertaining you, because you get the full package when you listen to Splash 106.7 FM. My name is Lola Meduteni. Good morning.
All right, you are there. And just to let you know that at the moment we are streaming live on Facebook. And you know what that means? It means during the course of our conversation this morning, you can join us there. If you want to have a audio and visual experience of Panorama this morning and several others of our program. Another advantage that Facebook gives you is that you can go back to rewatch the program. It means you can catch up on your favorite programs at any time. So not to worry, even if you miss some of these programs at the time of airing, it means that you can get back to Facebook and rewatch this program. And that also goes for Panorama this morning. So if you're up and about your business and you don't want to be distracted, not to worry. Much later in the day, you can settle down and rewatch this. All you have to do is log on to Facebook and search for Splash FM 106.7 Belkuta. You find us there. Also, like I always say, like we always say, you can take us with you anywhere in the world. So even if you are going to be out of the city or you are going to be out of the state, not to worry. You can listen to us via Radio Garden.
Or even out of the country.
Out of the country, even anywhere you can listen to us. We have an app on Google Play Store and your Apple Store, which you can download, Splash FM, and also Radio Garden, our website as well. So there are diverse channels, really, which you have access to listen to us. This morning, we had prepared for the program. We were supposed to have the leadership of the Federal Road Safety Corps in the state on the program this morning, but unfortunately, last-minute cancellations this morning because of some issues that came up. So That's where we had this morning, but not to bother. I know that there's been time in the past. So this morning, what we are doing essentially, before we get to the second segment, this program is divided into two segments. The first segment is tagged issue of the day, which is where we're supposed to bring a particular issue to the front burner. And the second segment is where we take a look at the front pages of the newspapers. So Eddie, I know will join us for the second segment. Will join us much later. But what we'll do this morning is to take a look at certain issues from last week that made the headlines, that made the papers, that made the news that we couldn't attend to last week. So we just look at them and get your reaction. So it's more of your show this morning than anything else.
That's right. And if there's any issue as well that gotten fairly decent coverage in the last week that you'd also like to bring up, you can also mention it. It's going to be very interactive this first half. Where guys explain the circumstances that is leading to this somewhat unusual issue of the day that we're doing this morning, but it's through no fault of our own. But we're making the best of, what we've gotten. So we'll talk about some of the stories that did make headlines and got the people talking in the last few days over the weekend and even last week as well. In fact, taking a look at the papers, one can see that the PDP crisis is still, taking major space in the papers. As
last
it
week
remains
was when we
unresolved.
had several meetings. Wike, the bride that is being courted now by everyone. We had a meeting between Obasanjo, former President Obasanjo, Obi, and the Wike camp, while we also had another meeting, a similar meeting with Atiku and the Wike camp as well. But last week, the federal government apologized. That's about 2 days ago now, for the hardship faced by road users due to construction work on Bega-Opik axis of the Lagos-Ibadan Expressway. For Shola Oloyede, the acting federal controller of works in Lagos, conveyed the apology in a statement on Saturday. Oloyede said the government feels the pains of the people, especially the residents of Lagos and Ogun State, who are at the receiving end of the inconvenience caused by the gridlock. I know that on social media, from Friday or thereabout, there were, groanings on Twitter, especially on social media, of people talking about how they had to spend hours on the road, hours and hours and hours on the road. And I also traveled to Lagos last Tuesday, and it was also a very terrible situation. By land, it's even gotten worse because the road has even been narrowed further than Tuesday when I traveled. But I can tell you that on Tuesday, for a 7-kilometer stretch from the Long Bridge to Bega, spent over an hour, just to navigate that, space between. And I know that there are many people listening to us this morning that are also, in fact, they had to suspend work on that road over the weekend just to ensure that, there's free passage. And another issue was a lot of people now took to driving against traffic on the other side for those that were outbound Lagos, and it made it even more terrible.
That's right. That's right. It's important that even though one understands the difficulty in plying that road now that the time has been extended because the lanes have been narrowed and the road has been demarcated, it doesn't help matters when you decide to, flout the one-way restriction and drive against traffic. You're not exactly helping matters. You're compounding things even further. So trust the process, regardless of the, narrow lanes. Just go about in the way that has been delineated for you, as opposed to driving against traffic.
And of course, obey traffic agents. That's talking Trace, the FRSC, the police, and other agencies that will be on that road, in trying to manage traffic. So, like we said, make of this an open day on Panorama this morning. We know it's the start of the week, but unfortunately, this is where we find ourselves this morning. Like Lola said, not due
Through
to
no
any
fault of
thought of ours. We
Yes.
tried as much as possible to make it work, but we'll leave leave it at that. 0704 400 1067 0817 444 1067 0817 555 1067. You
On
can.
social media, you may have seen a voice note, like a recording flying around that was alleged to have been by the Lagos Advert Agency, saying that it will not entertain opposition billboards aside from the ruling APC in Lagos. But this story in the Premium Times newspaper seems to dispel that allegation, as the Lagos Advert Agency is denying the audio, claiming that it rejects opposition campaign billboards.
Hello, good morning. Good morning.
Good morning. I'm David calling from my bed. How are you
David,
guys doing?
we're fine. How are you too?
I'm good. I'm good. I just want to be a kind of. I don't know if you guys over there, when you start talking about it, when maybe the officers that are doing this are going to stop it. I just want to call you to a kind of. There is a thing going on. Ogun State Police Commissioner. Anytime police commissioner is going anywhere, he drives against traffic. He drives against traffic. If you go to Pancheke, any place, if the lights stop, commissioner of police don't care. He don't even care if anybody is. He don't care. You just see. He don't even care if he will knock down any Okada rider, because I am Okada rider. Because any day it happens, if we Okada react, then we start saying that the Okada people they have started the way they behave.
But how are you certain it's the commissioner's convoy?
I know what I'm saying. I know it's commissioner convoy. I know commissioner convoy. And again, not only commissioner of police and the commandant of civil defense, that the one that is beside that bank at Okelewo, I don't want to mention the name. Do you know what happened on Thursday? That should be on Saturday or Friday. The man is, whether he's going to office or what, and you know there are trees there. There are trees at the face of that bank that are always stopping this thing. The man, the commander, the people carrying the commander, they don't even care at all. If you see the way they drive, they don't even care if they want to knock down anybody or not. And also Federal Road Safety Corps at that light in that Asoludade, that place at Asoludade, the light is no longer working. There is a trace of. And a Federal Safety was driving a Corolla sports car, and the man was a kind of, when the trace was stopping him, the man don't care at all, and he's with uniform, and he's wearing uniform. So I don't know. You should start talking to all these people, because any day they knock down any Okada rider, if we start reacting, I know you press. You are the ones that will be saying that Okada people have started misbehaving. Please, they should stop all this. We won't take it. We Okada riders won't take it anyway.
Let's not get to threats now. But we appreciate you, David, for bringing that to our notice. But, it's important. And this conversation came up recently on Twitter. Someone was talking about how sometimes in Lagos, that is, how, we have police vehicles driving against traffic or using the BRT lane. And this spokesperson in Lagos was saying how you never can tell, that there could be an emergency that they're trying to attend to. And, people kept questioning that even when they're in private vehicles or mufti, that this still happens. And then he made a point as to, I think he said this was during the NSAS campaign. He was summoned back to the office because there was an emergency, and he was in his private car. And he didn't have I think he said he didn't have his uniform on, if I recall correctly. And that if he drove against traffic on that day, it would have been merited. But the question we keep asking is it every time we see, these vehicles on the road, is it every time they are going to attend to an emergency? And especially the one he talked about, the traffic lights. I don't think anyone should be above the traffic, except if indeed it is an emergency. But if maybe the commissioner is going home or going to the office, I really believe that everyone should obey traffic regulations. Because what happens is, once this convoy drives by, a lot of other cars, now follows them, and then you have a free-for-all on the roads. I've also experienced it countless times around the Shero or Bantoko axis as well. What happens is a number of cars, now on full speed, with the hazard light on, now drive after the convoy or the police vehicle, and they make a mess of regular road users that are just trying to obey the rules. So our appeal this morning is to uniformed men, uniformed officers, the leaders of security agencies in the states, that we shouldn't show people that we are above the law, because we are also supposed to enforce the law. So if you're supposed to enforce the law and it looks like you're now the one breaking the law, it doesn't look good at all. But I guess that's so. No threats, David. I'm sure we'll see changes from now on. Good morning to you. Hello, good morning. Are you there? Can you hear us? Good morning. All right. Please call us back. The phone lines 0704 400 1067, 0817 444 1067, 0817 555 1067. There's also another issue that I think we need to also clarify. There's been reports late last week that the Lagos state government is going to start charging for parking inside your compound. But the Lagos state government and the Lagos state parking authority has come out to dispel that it is actually for parking spaces outside of your house, outside your perimeter fence, in fact, that you're going to be charged for parking. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning, Alaji.
Are you hearing me now?
Yes, loud and clear. Good morning to you.
Okay. Alaji, you my name.
Good morning to you.
I'm
Thank you for joining us.
And that is the job for you. And Nigeria, all our law enforcement agents, they are behaving like they are above the law. So I think you continue to make it today. So people are watching them. By the time you have the CCTV camera on your TV, when you want to cut them, you see the continuators watching there. That's the point. On the issue of this university lecturer, I believe the media and everybody, please, let's join these people. We have the government that don't have interest for education at all. Look, they have been on this issue. They have been on this issue for about 9 years and 7 years of this administration. They have been on agreement, sitting, discussing, setting up the panel. But the government refused to implement the report, even the long one, the short one, to show the seriousness. So I need the ASU. We should support the ASU for what they are doing, because they are fighting for the interest of this nation. They don't want to produce the certificates, the students that are not matched anywhere in the world. Look at Ghana, for example. Ghana is having 16% of the budget. And the UN says we have 26. We have 16% of the budget. In Nigeria here, it's about 7 and 8. And the people have been complaining about this. So you continue playing politics with it. So if the union has say they are not going back, don't let them congratulate them anymore. Because look at it, Mr. President, they went to the UK for help. We spent money on him, our own resources. He collected the talent. Are you getting me? And they asked you again, we are the not one, but one to go on site. So where are you saying they will not take them? Then we have the agreement, doing the agreement. So we should allow, the government should listen. Listen to do the needful. That's my point.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Alaji, for your contribution. Good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning.
Yes, Afolabi is my name.
Afolabi, good to have you this morning. Please go ahead.
Yes, I just want to talk about a report about oil theft in Nigeria. So it was reported that over 42 billion dollars equals the quantity of oil stolen from Nigeria. And this involves the ones that go out of our coastlines, our water lines, to international spaces. Those that are done locally including refined petroleum that are stolen. Now, I think about a week ago, 12th of August, the NNPC Limited launched an application, crude test monitoring application, which was made to give people, especially the host communities, the chance of alerting NNPC in case of any vandalization of a pipeline and then whatever form of death. Now, it was not more than a week after a contract of about 4 billion naira per month was given to a militant in the Niger Delta, Dompolo. So I now begin to wonder, are we creating another problem for ourselves? Because some other militants now came out to say that they were not going to accept that. That Dompolo is from the Delta side of the Niger Delta state. Why mothers are there? So why is it that we don't do things right in this country? We have a lot of gadgets, smart gadgets that can be used for surveillance. Drone is there. In fact, there is this federal sensor that can detect leakage from any point. So why is it that we love to choose something that will eventually bring problem to us in this country so that we can start tackling that problem again and continue to spend money when we talk about posting of funds? So I don't understand this country again. All right. And that is the more reason we must choose wisely this coming election. We must choose wisely and stop all these business as usual that are not taking us anywhere. Good morning once again.
Good morning. Thank you very much for that. Before your thoughts on the program this morning. We'll proceed on our first commercial break shortly. But just to mention as well that the Ogun State governor was really busy over the weekend. He visited 2 major roads within the Abeokuta metropolis. And by every standard, or by any standard, those roads, I believe, are some of the worst around here.
Let me guess, is Songo part of them?
It visited that too, some bit of reconstruction has started on that. It visited a particular section, Ijoko, and I think about 2 sections along that axis. But then within the Abeokuta metropolis, it visited Okejibo Ijayi Road, that's to Ake, Sayake or thereabout, and also the Shaje Lega Road. I'm sure you can remember that road has come up a number of times on this program, and it says that construction of those roads will start very soon. Also, the Commissioner for Works in the state also announced that compensation for road projects, for demolition of people's houses, people's shops, people's properties that was done by the last administration will be paid in phases. So we'll be back to talk about all of that and other issues on this special edition of Panorama today. But we'll be back after this time out. Please stay with us.
Don't dare touch that dial. It's Splash, your integrity station.
Gbogbo ọ̀nà irene níléeṣẹ́ àgbájọ homes and property Nigeria limited àwọn ilẹ̀ wọn kọjá bẹ́ẹ̀ kẹ̀tíkẹ̀tí ló ń tà torí pé ó pọ̀ ju owó rẹ̀ lọ. Ilẹ̀ ìbára orílẹ̀ kọ́pàpẹ́ àgbòdo 200,000 ní tẹ́lẹ̀ báyìí lórí promo wọn 100,000 lẹ́sàn. Tẹ́sí mọ̀ ní pé iléeṣẹ́ àgbájọ kò ní jẹ́ ta ilẹ̀ inú igbó láéláé. Ilẹ̀ ń bẹ ní Ìdíòrì onígangan òṣèlè kọ́pàpẹ́ ṣòdẹ̀kẹ̀tìtò bẹ́ẹ̀ sì nílé oko wọn igbó ọ̀rà ìbára orílẹ̀ ọ̀pẹ́jì 30,000 ní plọ̀tì kan bẹ́ẹ̀ bára plọ̀tì mẹ́ta ẹ gba ìdajì sí ó sì jẹ́ ékalẹ̀rà odidi lẹ́gbà sí táwọn tí ó bá yín gbìnrín oko yín sì wà nílẹ̀ àwọn kan náà ni wọ́n bá yín tà á 39 NTA Road Ọgbẹ̀ Abẹ́òkúta 07044648338 07044648338 ẹ jẹ́ ká gbé ìgbésẹ̀ àtẹ̀mí àti àwọn èsì kọ̀ọ̀kan kù.
30 ọjọ́ oṣù kẹjọ làǹfààní yóò pín.
kọ́lé mara lẹ̀.
ìgbádùn ti yá. ìgbádùn rẹpẹtẹ. iléeṣẹ́ Educas Travels ló ń kó wa lọ sí ìlú ọba. bóyá o London là ń lọ lọ́wọ́ tá a wà yìí o. lásìkò holiday. ìgbádùn rẹpẹtẹ ni ó fẹ́ wá bá wa lọ. London Bliss ní tọ̀tẹ̀ yìí o. iléeṣẹ́ Educas Travels kó wa lọ báyìí pẹ̀lú àwọn ìgbádùn lọ́lọ́kan òjọ̀kan. iléeṣẹ́ Educas Travels and Tour ẹkú tí mo ti wá bẹ́ẹ̀ wípé ìgbádùn tiyín ló jẹ wá lógún. ìlú London là ń lọ báyìí. London Bliss ká lọ jẹ ìgbádùn. àdéhùn àti àsọyédè máa wà. hotel accommodation visa city tour flight ticket airport transfer gbogbo ẹ̀ ní Educas Travels and Tour. o lè lọ pẹ̀lú ẹbí rẹ. bó ṣe wọ nìkan náà ló fẹ́ dá lọ. wákàjọ rìnrìn àjò yìí tó máa lóyin ládùn láti Saturday 22nd sí Saturday 29 oṣù October ọdún 2022 yìí la fi máa rìnrìn àjò yìí. fún ẹ̀kúnrẹ́rẹ́ àlàyé ẹ lè kàn sí ọ́fíìsì wa tó wà ní kìlómítà 1 Abetu Junction Abiola Way Abẹ́òkúta nípínlẹ̀ Ògùn. telephone 09099977001 àti 07039301361. ìgbádùn aláìlópin ní tọ̀tẹ̀ yìí ẹ jẹ́ ká jọ rìnrìn àjò.
nígbà ìyá wọn bàbá wa iṣẹ́ àgbẹ̀ ṣòun ni à ń ṣe.
iléeṣẹ́ First January Agro Investment Limited ti ṣetán láti bá ìwọ náà múra ọjọ́ ọ̀la rẹ sílẹ̀. ìwọ ṣàtìrí dájú pé ó pẹ̀lú ọ̀kan nínú àwọn àgbẹ̀ tí wọ́n fẹ́ gbin igi ọ̀pẹ fún níparí oṣù September ọdún yìí. éèkà kan ilẹ̀ 850,000 naira péré ní báyìí. ìwọ ló máa ní éèkà kan ilẹ̀ yẹn títí láíláí. igi ọ̀pẹ 60 tó bá tún wà lórí ilẹ̀ ọ̀hún ìwọ ló tún ní. kò tán síbẹ̀ o odidi ọdún márùn-ún gbáko ni wàá fi máa gba ìdá márùn-ún owó tó fi gbin igi ọ̀pẹ náà lọ́dọọdún. bí ó bá ti wá di ọdún kẹfà wọ́n á fọ oko ọ̀pẹ rẹ lé ọ lọ́wọ́ lọ́dọọdún. epo ìsebẹ̀ tí ọ̀pẹ rẹ á máa fún ọ 750 litres ó kéré tán wàá máa rí 450,000 naira lórí epo nìkan ni o. má bẹ̀rù torí abẹ́rẹ́ tó lókun nídìí nílé iṣẹ́ First January Agro Investment Limited pé 081 65 64 6535.
Panorama.
106.7.
Panorama.
Panorama.
Panorama. Panorama.
Panorama.
Panorama on Splash 106.7 FM.
Welcome back to Panorama on Splash 106.7 FM. Don't forget that you can let us have your thoughts on social media as well. On WhatsApp, it's 0817-555-1067 and on Facebook as well. Olubumi Adekombi says, this attitude is common amongst all the security and politicians to go against the rules on the road. Well, I'm sure it can be all, but maybe some or few or a lot, by your estimation, but I'm certain it can be all. And I was talking about this earlier. The governor was at the old toll gate to inspect the ongoing reconstruction of all the identified failed portions of the Lagos-Songwater Abeokuta Road, which his administration has vowed to permanently fix. Also, the governor visited the Shaje Elega Mokola Road as well, and also the Jaye Okejigbo Isaliake Road in Abeokuta South local government. Hello, good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning, Nicholas. Good morning to you.
Good morning to you.
Oh my, we're struggling.
Nicholas, you have to call us back.
The network.
Yes, we can't hear you. We can't make sense of what you're saying.
Please try and call us back. I will be glad to take your contribution then. 0704-400-1067, 0817-444-1067. Don't forget that today is sort of an open day on Panorama this morning. Good morning.
All right. Remember that we have more than one line. So if you are having difficulty connecting with any of the 4 lines we have, you can call any of the others. 081-7444-1067, 081-7555-1067, 0704-400-1067, 0705-050-1067. Today, it's an all-comers affair. So whatever it is that you have to talk about, perhaps it's in your community, perhaps it's been making the headlines in the papers, and you want to amplify it, you can call us or drop us a comment on our social media channels as well. Facebook, Splash FM 106.7. Join the live stream there and comment under it. WhatsApp 0817-555-1067. Twitter at Splash FM 1067 with the hashtag Panorama on Splash. I know there's one of our regular commenters on WhatsApp who, whenever he gets the opportunity, he always talks about a particular road in his community. I believe it's Kemta. Yes, Idiaba community. Let me see if I can find the exact details of that road. The last time he even sent a picture as an attachment with the pothole, the particular pothole, and I must say it actually does look big. I refer to it as crater sized the last time because it does look really big. It's taking up like a huge chunk of the road, and clearly the vehicles plying that road will have to dunk themselves in this body of water in order to get to the other side. Okay, I found it. So the road is along Kemta to Sawmill, as if one is going to Adebayo. And as I said, there's a really big, gigantic pothole that dominates most of the road. So calling on the necessary government agencies to please see what they can do to, if not fix the road permanently, but at least temporarily patch it up to make it motorable for its users.
All right, and I also mentioned this one earlier. The Ogun State government said it inherited 202 billion naira compensation debt on properties demolished by the administration of former Governor Dele Ayodo on the expansion of some roads across the state. So, however, said the state governor, Dapo, had approved the payment of the outstanding compensation to owners of the affected property. The State Commissioner for Works and Infrastructure, Ade Akinsoya, disclosed this, adding that the payment of the compensation would be in phases. And he said the Ayodo administration inherited outstanding debt of 202 billion naira from the Amosun government on roads alone. The last administration had earmarked some houses for demolition preparatory to the rehabilitation of Kemta Shimorin Road in Abeokuta. The project is nearing completion without any demolition carried out. But the good news here for certain people who are concerned is that the governor has approved the payment of this compensation in phases. And I see that on social media, many people are asking questions as to why it seems like a lot of movement on the part of this government now. But,
given the timeline.
But some people would also argue that, well, the people of these communities do not care. If it was done even a month to the election, as far as they can point to certain projects done in their communities and in their areas by the government. While some are saying, is it for election purpose? Some are saying, well, as long as it is done, what's, should we continue to probe further? Good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning, Tajuddin.
Tajuddin from Agbon.
Good morning to you. Thank you for joining us.
Yes, you're welcome. Let me start from the Kemta route that I mentioned. I think the person who sent it did not explain it well, because if he says from Kemta to, like, you are going to Adebayo, it is when coming from Adebayo towards FMC, after a popular gas plant, which I won't mention the name, when coming towards FMC, the lane that you ply when going to FMC, it is that lane. In fact, it is now officially a one-way.
So you know the pothole in question?
Exactly. People have abandoned that particular portion. So when you are coming towards FMC from that side now, it is one way. So it's when you are approaching FMC or Kemta Junction, Kemta Estate Junction, when you're approaching that junction, that you now come back to the normal lane. So the road is so bad and deplorable. Yes, now to...
Is it just that spot or,
yes,
a long stretch?
That spot.
Okay.
It's just about maybe 5 or 10 meters.
Okay.
Yes, 5 or 10 meters. Was busy over the weekend and the likes. Yeah, personally, in my opinion, I don't count that as being busy. Because for someone to have attained office since 2019 in the state capital, look at the stress that people pass through every day. That's more of a residential area. Look at how many times people have to pass through that road back and forth every day. If those like that are not existing, even the rest of the people will go to the hospitals. We need to be proactive. It's not when the election is fast approaching that we now start saying jamborees everywhere. It shouldn't be like that, sincerely. We need to up our game in this country. You will not see them shaking hands with people. No, we are now more than that. The level of exposure increases every day.
But if these projects are eventually done, do you think the people of the environment or the community will care, whether it was done because of election or close to election?
Or perhaps do you think it will influence their choices at the polls in 2023?
You know what?
Oh my. We're struggling.
Tajudeen, or is this Afolabi?
It's Tajudeen. We're struggling to hear you now. Maybe it's our network after all. But just like Lola said, this is not just the only line we have. So we're having issues with this line. It's the 0704 400 1067. I want to believe. You can try some of the other lines. There's 0817 444 1067. There's also 0705 050 1067. Good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning.
Hello. No, I like you to
Alaji, you're calling me. Okay.
Okay, thank you. On the issue of the road, Mr. Governor, please, I want to help us to beg Mr. Governor. We from Odomole here, we have started the road for the past 9 months, 1 year now. People, we demand for the road from Odomole down to Yakari to Shoyori last bus stop. But they are now stopping at the last bus stop, Odomole. Please, I'm appealing to the Mr. Governor to come and help us finish what's called the road.
All right. Is it abandoned now, or are there contractors?
Yes, it's abandoned now. It's abandoned now.
All right.
It's abandoned and giving us everything. And the issue of the pensioner too. The issue of the pensioner. So we have the issue of the pensioner. I want us to look at the.
All right.
It's not the naira, the money is not anything anymore.
All right. Thank you very much, Alaji. We have held someone on the other line. Good morning. Apologies.
Yes. Good morning, Tajudeen.
Oh, Tajudeen. Okay.
Yes. Talking about the people not minding when the road was fixed or something. Yes, truly, people will not mind when it is fixed, but people already know the intention towards it, which is not so good. This is why, looking at it, if you look at the Shaje Lega road that we are talking about, that falls under the local government. Looking at these other roads that we are talking about, this Kenta Road and the likes, under Azokuta South, the that I went there to visit, that those are local government. Things like this, if our local government get their autonomy, these are projects that the local government, because when the state government comes now, they will start being defensive. How many things does the government want to do at a time? How many this, how many that? If we allow this local government to function, they should be able, at least, even as young as I am, at least I heard that there have been times in Nigeria whereby roads were fixed by the local government. So everything should not, once you decide that, yes, we will take power away from local government, then you must be ready to take criticism. Because you are the one that is saying that, yes, and once you claim that you can do it all, then you must do it all. You must do it at the right time, not at your own determined time. People have been crying about those roads long ago, not just today. So when election is now approaching, you now be going there to shake hands with people and it doesn't sound well.
All right.
We need to up our game in this country. Thank you.
All right. Thank you very much, Tajudeen. You can be like Tajudeen. If one of the line or any of the line is not connecting, you have several options you can try.
Comments are pouring in on Facebook with people calling attention to the various roads they are aware of that need attention, either in their communities or that they've seen or plied. We have Waliu Ijala who says, Lafenwa Ogun Radio, Mile 2, Adeun Rounder Shoyoye need to be completed. Olubumi Adekombi as well says, please let Governor Abiodun visit Ijebu Northeast. The whole local government has been abandoned. No development has ever come to the area. We also have comments on WhatsApp.
All right. Okay, we'll get to this call now before we get to WhatsApp. Good morning.
Good morning once again. This is Afolabi.
Okay, Afolabi, I'm sorry. Let's try the other line.
Hello?
Good morning.
Yeah, good morning. I'm David calling back.
I also cut off Afolabi because it's called before. You have a minute.
Okay. Can you hear me now?
Yes, we can.
You have 1 minute.
I want
Go
to say
ahead.
something. The governor. Don't forget that the governor was almost 2 years. No, but we did not see the governor in any street in this state. And I want you to know that the worst road in Ogun State is Olokuta Road. Olokuta. I don't know if you have been to Olokuta. That Olokuta Road is a death trap. You will not even pray to go to Olokuta. And the governor, see, we must be careful. We should not allow anyone to just come and just bamboozle us so that we can vote for them. The governor, don't forget that one time the governor was traveling to Ilaro side. He said that he don't know that Ilaro road is bad like this. What has he done to that road since then? The governor, in fact, I don't want to talk about
David,
this.
thank you for your contribution.
Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning, Goeda.
Abayomi, is that you?
Yes, good morning.
Abayomi
Baba,
Babalola.
good morning.
Good morning, Abayomi.
Yes, Abayomi Babalola. Yeah, morning there. I just want to call the attention of those in charge, the particular road. Immediately after Mechanic Village along Ajebo, that road is a dualized road. But there is a particular portion that has damage that motorists now fly one way.
Is that the camp
And that place where motorists come in and go in, there is a gully there which most of these trailers would like to swerve away from. We shouldn't wait until accidents happen. A palliative can still be done in that particular
Abayomi, hold on. Please clarify, what stretch of road are you referring to?
I'm talking about from Kenta towards OGTV.
I think it's the same one.
I believe so.
Okay.
Going by our descriptions.
Please go ahead.
Okay, when you are coming from Kenta, going from Kenta
From Sawmill,
OGTV,
is that the road?
it will be the other side.
Okay.
The other side towards Kenta from OGTV now.
All right.
That place has damaged and no motorists fly that route again. They now follow one way. And that one way is something else. Anything can happen anytime. Thank you. Good morning.
All right.
Right.
Just like
so we have
said,
multiple reports now confirming indeed that the gully on that road is so bad that it has made it unmotorable.
All right. We'll do our bit. We'll get a team there. We're doing our part also now to call the attention of the government to that part. If a palliative can be done, if a reconstruction
for it to have gotten
can be done.
that bad, you think they get to it before it even becomes completely unmotorable?
Good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning.
Yeah, my name is Abayo from Abeokuta.
Abayomi, please go ahead. You have the floor.
All right. We just want to say thank you to the governor for at least after 3 years coming out of his shell to go around the roads that we have been crying about. The Burake Kejibu Road, especially the Shaje Lega Road. We say thank you. However, we should not forget the date that started all this fire brigade approach after the Osun election. We are aware. We know what the situation has been, our cries, the I don't care attitude, and the rushing now. So we are ready to vote next year. This will not save you. Thank you.
Thank you, Abayomi, for your contribution.
Your opinion, and also which you have a right to as well. But let's take this call and then we get to WhatsApp. Good morning.
Hello, Mr. Aguilar. This is Afolabi.
Afolabi, okay.
I think I also have the right to
1 minute that we granted David.
Please go ahead.
Yes. Okay. Now, I think it is after we informed the government that there is a higher institution in Ojere, and the road leading to that higher institution is in very bad condition. I don't know what is going on.
They just abandoned that road for over 3 years now. The road is so bad, and we have a institution there.
The last time we had Honorable...
they should just please.
The last time we had Honorable Remi Azan here, he did mention that that road is being considered, and as soon as possible, the government, maybe it will be a part of the 2023 budget.
Mr. Agbega, it shouldn't be about being considering a road. We are talking about something that has lasted for over 3 years. We kept listening and hearing all sorts of promises and excuses. They should do the needful. We are talking about an institution there. The road is so bad, it's not motorable.
I
done a lot
because,
of palliative there, and it's not working.
All right. Thank you. I know because my church is around that area and I drive there every Sunday. So I do know that that road is in a very terrible shape by our standard. Good morning.
Am I clear now?
Yes, Nicholas, you're clear.
Happy Monday.
Same to you, Nicholas.
It is obvious all the roads are bad. And some of us even came back from Lagos this weekend, and it appears the roads in Ogun State are even better. But may God help the governors of Lagos and Ogun. I want to dwell on a good news.
Okay.
Nigeria just got a cardinal sworn in over the weekend by the Pope. His name is Cardinal Okmaleke. And it's not a cardinal, he's a palpable cardinal. It means he is eligible to elect the Pope and to become Pope. So for those of us who still believe in God and think religion is vital to our existentialism, it is good news for us.
All right.
Have a nice day.
Thank you very much, Nicholas. Some good news to
balance things out, I guess. And ironically, issue of the day today was something to do with roads. And then somehow it looks like roads have taken up most of the conversation. Let's get to some of the comments on WhatsApp. Dr. Okpowoye Shegun from Isolu community says, ASU federal government impasse 196 days of strike. Insensitivity of the federal government on the plight of Nigeria with election 5 months from now. It has socioeconomic and political implications. The youth's patience is being tested. I pray it does not lead to anarchy. So do we. Speaking of ASU, I know that ASU's NEC meeting is ongoing. Yes, it's ongoing. So we'll get... it has ended actually, but the outcome is yet to be made public. So we'll find out what the various state chapters and congresses have decided.
That ASU is considering a 3-month suspension of the strike. Like I said, reports. But the ASU president, from what we gather, will address the press tomorrow to let us know what their final decision is.
What I'm hearing, the murmurings from people that I'm hearing is that most people just want not just that this strike should be called off or suspended, but that we should see a lasting solution so that we do not continue the cycle of, strikes and renegotiations and ultimatums and memorandums and all that. Some people have the opinion that, in for a penny, in for a pound, once we're already in it, we might as well hold on till we get every concession or every of our demands met by the federal government. All right, continuing on WhatsApp, Olayemi Bandele says, Bamidele, beg your pardon, says, I want to applaud the courage of this administration to finish up abandoned projects. However, they must take future projection into consideration. For example, the case of Lafenwa Rounder Road, the axis leading to Shoyoye and Alamala is now too narrow. The size of the road has been drastically reduced, that later it will not meet up with the development in that axis. All right, thank you. Interesting comment there with a bit of, foresight. This one from Nicholas says, it is obvious we don't know the importance of Ayetoro to Lafenwa Road regarding food supply to central Abeokuta. On the FRSC, they are likely to tell us the accidents are from overspeeding and overdrinking by drivers, never from bad roads. This one here says, both the governor and the local government are not doing anything. Can anyone examine Elega to Bodeolude or Shaje to Bodeolude extending to Funab? These roads are more than terrible. And away from that, why has Adaton round, I think you mean roundabout, an axis being occupied by traders both day and night? They have turned the road to the market. Over 80% of the tarred road has been occupied by the traders, which is also dangerous? Are we going to look into it until an accident? Are we going to look until an accident occurs before the government starts screaming around? That was from Ambassador Johnson Shoyoye. This one is from Fola, and Fola says, Fola actually sent a video that I can't watch, but Fola says, let me see, is this sent in today? She says, or he says, the Adaton policemen do stay at the same point the Commercial Motorcycle Task Force also stop Okada riders for commercial documents at Adaton Junction when coming from Kugba, causing traffic. This is not ideal. Is there local government in Ogun State? No. Inner roads not motorable, drainages blocked, grading not done, doing nothing. What is the essence of political office holders in the local government? Are they also products of imposition? Fola here with a recommendation for us. She says, or he says, I'm in love with the opportunity given to people to let loose what is happening in their area. Splash FM management should give room for this advantage.
Why
you want us to turn
me?
it into a weekly? Who else should I look at? A weekly session.
We'll consider that.
Yes, well, we will consider that. Splash FM management is here, so they will consider that. This one, additional one from, I haven't read your first one yet. Surakat Abdulhamid Abiodun says, please, I have said this before on this platform, but nothing has been heard. The potholes around Akiolugbade traffic light is embarrassing. The government should please do the needful by patching up the place and a host of other potholes in Abeokuta metropolis. I'm not sure if the traffic light as well has been attended to up to this moment. Let the government be alive to their responsibilities and stop junketing around for political shenanigans. I can confirm that, yes, Surakat has actually been consistently drawing attention to that pothole around the Akiolugbade traffic light. So please, the government should see to it as well. He also adds that even if it's from that stretch to Mapoli School for now, it will be okay. Let them have mercy on the students.
So that's the one that Falabi was talking about. Like I said, I know that road, and in fact, I know there are times that maybe it's the community because you see some patches, they pour sand, but the more it rains, by the next week, it's all washed off and the road is back to where it was before. The palliatives that I'm not sure government does not do those kind of palliatives. It's just maybe sand, here and there. But like I said, I drive that road, around that road, and I know that it's indeed in a bad state. But again, like I said, Honorable Remi Azan was here about 2 weeks ago on a Friday, and a lot of people asked questions about that road.
Did he commit to a timeline when the government would?
He just said the government is considering
action,
including it in the 2023 budget, if I recall his response perfectly. But on Facebook as well, we have this comment from Engineer Tayo Ademola Adeniran. He said, good morning, Lola and Mr. Gwega, for the privilege given to everyone today. May God bless you guys and your radio station. Please, I want to appeal to the Ogun State government to provide good water for people of Ogun State, especially in Abeokuta, in Kuto. We are suffering a lot about this. Kuto is an area congested with rocks. Our well are even dried up. To bath is very difficult. Government should please give us drinkable water. We buy 25 keg of water, 150 naira. Can you imagine how many kegs we use in a day? Well, there's a water project going on, and we have made attempts in the past to get a special advisor on water resources to the governor to come and tell us. I know it's in phases. The first phase now, I'm certain it goes through this stretch of Abiola Way up to the Bantoko, but we really need to know more. So maybe we'll reach out again and see if we can get them to come here. We don't know if it covers Kuto, but if we have them on the program.
Or what plans they have for Kuto?
Yes, we can confirm that. But you can be sure that we'll reach out again and see. Before we proceed on another commercial break, Arakunle Aribi Olakunle says, what took the government years to visit these roads? He probably waited till election time so that he can use it to campaign right. We are wiser than before.
Well, the question is, will you allow yourself be influenced, by the roads? Is that the criteria that, for you to decide on who to vote for come 2023? We'll go on that break. When we come back, I'll read what's left of the WhatsApp comments. So please stay with us.
Eddie, I know, should also join us for that segment.
Splash FM 106.7.
ABR ọ̀rẹ́ àgbẹ̀ àbísúyọ lóko bọ̀pá dé. wọ́n ní ẹ ò gbọ́dọ̀ kárí ẹ̀ lórí ìgbọ̀ ọ̀tún. pàápàá àǹfààní tó gbọ́mọpọ̀n dáadáa. ilẹ̀ oko mo lọ́gẹ̀dẹ̀ orílẹ̀ ìlúgùn ọlọ́run dá 25,000 ní plọ̀tì báyìí. ẹ ra plọ̀tì mẹ́ta kẹ́ ẹ gba ìdajì sí i. bó sì jẹ́ éèkà lẹ́ra ẹ gba plọ̀tì kan sí i. ilẹ̀ àgbẹ̀ kọ́bápá alábàtà ọ̀pẹ́jì 30,000 per plot. bẹ́ẹ̀ bá ra plọ̀tì mẹ́ta ìdajì lẹ́gbà sí i. bó sì jẹ́ éèkà lẹ́ra ẹ ó gbòdìdì kan sí i. àwọn onírà ti wà ńlẹ̀ láti ra èrè oko yín. 39 NTA Road ọgbẹ̀ Abẹ́òkúta 08033706236 08033706236. ABR ọ̀rẹ́ àgbẹ̀ àbísúyọ lóko pọ̀kọ̀ ìgbọ̀tún fáwọn àgbẹ̀.
30 oṣù kẹjọ làǹfààní yóò pín.
Every better parent dey give dem pikin quality education to get knowledge and wisdom wey tanda. Ìdí rèé tí gbogbo òbí ṣe mú àwọn ọmọ wọn lọ sí Wisdom Academy fún ojúlówó ẹ̀kọ́ tó perégedé. Children schooling at Wisdom Academy are the pride of their parents. At Wisdom Academy, we offer quality and affordable crèche, nursery and primary education. Our vision is to raise a new generation of God-fearing leaders through Christ-centered educational curriculum. Wisdom Academy is situated at 15 Presidential Boulevard by Kuto Flyover, Abeokuta, Ogun State. Admission is ongoing with special discount offer to the first 50 pupils and family with at least 3 children enrolled with us. Bring your child to enjoy the services of our dedicated staff, conducive learning environment, well-equipped library, amongst other world-class facilities. Àǹfààní yìí yóò dópin ní Monday, September 12. Fún àlàyé síwájú sí ẹ pè 0803-346-5083 tàbí 0703-543-2118. Wisdom Academy, Christ's wisdom for knowledge and understanding.
àṣeyọrí gan làgbà iṣẹ́ gbogbo aláṣeyọrí ayọ̀ aláṣeyọrí class home and property limited lónìí ọ̀pọ̀ ilẹ̀ wọn ti di wámútìrẹ́ báyìí lórí owó tí kò ga ju ara lọ. Randa extension hilltop máwùkọ́ àti kọ̀bàpẹ́ 100,000 ní plọ̀tì yìí bẹ́ẹ̀ sì ń lóko wọn ti di ọ̀pọ̀ yùkẹ́ mo lọ́kẹ̀dẹ̀ 25,000 ní plọ̀tì kan bẹ̀ kọ̀bàpẹ́ alábàtà òṣèlè 30,000 ní plọ̀tì ẹ̀ra plọ̀tì mẹ́ta kẹ́ẹ̀gbá ìdajì sí i bó sì jẹ́ ékàlẹ́ra òdìdí lẹ́gbàsí pẹ̀lú ọ̀pọ̀lọpọ̀ àǹfààní tẹ́ẹ̀jẹ̀ lórí ilé oko wọn torí pé àwọn onírà àti onímọ̀ ìjìnlẹ̀ ti wà níkàlẹ̀ láti là ń lọ́yẹ̀ lórí ìkan tẹ́gbìn sí ilé oko tẹ́ ẹ bára 4 Mọ̀túndì Abíọ́lá way Ilégoro Daily Express furniture ni wọ́n wà ọlọ́ṣogbo Abẹ́òkúta Ògùn State 08033086557 08033086557. lóòótọ́ àṣeyọrí gan làgbà iṣẹ́ bẹ́ẹ̀ ń bá ń bá wa ná dandan ni kẹ́ ẹ láṣeyọrí ayọ̀ lọ́dọ̀ tiwa.
30 oṣù kẹjọ làǹfààní yóò pín.
Ogun State Internal Revenue Service presents Ogun State Electronic Tax Administration Portal, OGETax. Now you can transact all your businesses online with Ogun State Internal Revenue Service by logging on to their website ogirs.ogunstate.gov.ng. Click on self-service to get to the OGIRS portal. Transact your businesses either as a corporate organization or an individual. Follow the promptings, fill out the necessary details required to get your tax identification number. Existing organizations and individuals will need only to validate their accounts. Organizations can file their monthly and annual returns by downloading and filling the Excel template, upload the data, and make payments, while individuals can also transact their stamp duty, direct assessment, and so on. Log on to ogirs.ogunstate.gov.ng and transact all your businesses online with Ogun State Internal Revenue Service.
Ìfọ̀kànbalẹ̀ wà tún ti gbé dé o. IAS Unique Homes ni mò ń pèrè yẹn. Ilé ìfọ̀kànbalẹ̀ tó ń tà. Ló mú kọ́ ohun wọn tayọ láwùjọ òkúta. Ó yá ìgbélé yìí. IAS Super Mega Promo. Níbi tí ó ti jàǹfààní ẹ̀dínwó 25% lórí èyíkéyìí ilẹ̀ tẹ́ ẹ bá rà lọ́dọ̀ wa. King City tó wà ládojúkọ Alámọ̀lá Barracks Randa ti di 3 million naira báyìí. Glory Land Town Oníròkò Máwùkọ́ Abẹ́òkúta ti di 562,500 naira. IAS Garden City ládojúkọ Alámọ̀lá Barracks náà ti di 1.5 million naira. Profit City Orílẹ̀ Ajé Ayétòrò Road ti di 150,000 naira. Islander Member City Ajílété lọ́nà Funab Alábàtà ti di 150,000 naira. Islander Member City Máwùkọ́ ti di 187,500 naira. Ẹ̀tún wa gbọ́ o. Bẹ́ẹ̀ bá ṣe ń ra èyíkéyìí nínú àwọn ilẹ̀ wa. Lẹ́wọ̀n máa gba tíkẹ́ẹ̀tì olóríire mẹ́ta lọ́nà méjì. A fi jẹ kẹ̀kẹ́ mọ́rọ́ mẹ́ta àti ọkọ̀ Micra mẹ́ta. Ẹ yára kàn sí iléeṣẹ́ IAS lónìí ní Ansarudeen House Quarry Road Pepsi Abẹ́òkúta láti jẹ àǹfààní yìí. Ó tún kásẹ̀ lẹ̀ ní August 30 0809-294-4848.
I listen to them online. Like search engine. We see you scrolling. Go ahead.
Go ahead. Follow us on IG, Twitter, and TikTok.
Wow.
I listen to them online.
Follow us.
Splash FM 106.7. 106.7.
That double tap energy.
Panorama.
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 Panorama. Panorama.
Panorama on Splash 106.7 FM.
Welcome back to Panorama on Splash 106.7 FM. If you're watching us on Facebook, I'm sure sometimes you wish you can become a fly on the walls of the studio to find out what we discuss sometimes. But, like we say, we also have, these issues also affect us sometimes. So off radio is when we are able to, talk about what we feel as individuals.
Which is not for your ears.
Which is not for our ears, because when we are here, we can have opinions or try to, pass across a particular opinion or have a stand on certain issues. But we also feel the pinch, especially that affects us in the country and even Ogun State especially. But we'll run through the rest of our comments now, and I have one here or two from Babalai Bell. Good morning, Splash FM. I want to call the attention of the Ogun State government to the uncompleted gutter from Ashero, which was stopped at Alogi or Bantoko, that the people concerned should ensure its completion because it's causing a lot of havoc on the road. The completed gutter is also blocked as a result of the activities of the Water Corporation and other communication companies' activities, which is having a lot of adverse effects on the road and the road users. Well, like Lola said, this morning's edition seems to now be about roads and especially some bad portions on certain roads within the Abeokuta metropolis.
All right, on to those WhatsApp comments that are left over. Let's start with Chesson from Abeokuta, who says, good morning, Panorama. Thanks for the opportunity given to us. There's a death trap road on the bridge at Ikorake Sawmill.
Ikorake.
Please, Mr. Governor should attend to this. All right, Chesson. Noted. This one here from, Oluwakorede Paul from Camp said, still on that Olabisi Onabanjo road, checking the road from Kemta to PGC. The road needs a serious maintenance because in a short time it will worsen and the level of traffic will be serious for road users over there. This one from Abeokuta and Balogun says the government should please put speed breakers on the newly constructed Kemta Shomorin road. An Okada man lost his life on that road on a Friday night.
Wow.
That's sad. Pending when the government puts the speed breakers, please do not overspeed.
Exercise caution.
Yes.
Especially.
All right, this comment here is saying, we cannot confirm this news. I've actually gone through the papers to see. You're saying that ASU is continuing its strike, but there's no official confirmation. I've gone through the papers and ASU hasn't said anything yet that the papers have caught hold of. But this next one is from Fola. All right, Fola, I'll be back to take your comment if we have time, because you sent in an earlier one that I've read. Kolawole Phillips from Ilaro says, I believe if this governor had been this proactive since the first day in office, he'll have done a great deal of work and a lot would have been done. This fire brigade approach will not deliver the standard. This is hypocrisy. We are waiting. He's afraid of losing election in 2023. No problem. Ilaro has not seen any good thing except a part of his fire brigade road fixing in Ilaro. We are watching. In Ilaro, we have nothing we enjoy from the Ogun government. We provide our own water, borehole, no good roads, no light. All local government roads are in tatters. We are watching again, Kolawole says. This one is from Olajide Olawale Okpeyemi, who says, this emergency intervention by the governor is laughable, an old trick that we are very used to. But it is better late than never. The good people of Ogun State know the right thing to do and cannot be bullied to make uninformed decisions as per 2023 elections. The political class should be more alive to their responsibility. He finishes with, this one is from Engineer Taya Adinira, who says, Lola, please, I want to tell people who are saying Governor Abiodun is using all these for next election. No time is late or early for any responsible government to work. Even 24 hours to leave office, you still have the right to discharge your duty. And moreover, Abeokuta is not the only place we have in Ogun State. This one here from Engineer Tiamiu says, I think this last minute promise on poor road rehabilitation across Ogun State, particularly Abeokuta, does not have something to do with mass defections from his party to other parties. However, all of these are still a promise until the roads are fixed. I'm not too surprised about all the promises being made on sudden and him suddenly waking up to his responsibility. But each time we complain about poor roads, the response we got from the authorities is that COVID and a drop in allocation. Where should the governor get the funds to finance the project now? I want to believe this is not a 2023 election bribe. Only 3 more to go now. This one here is from... Okay. You didn't include your name and I cannot make sense of your comments. The final one from Tola Abiodun from Okemoson. Tola says, all projects ever done since the emergence of democracy in Nigeria is for campaign, regardless of the level of government. So if government if something is being done for you, just take it as your right, Tola says. Thank you very much, everyone, for your contributions. Let's get to the papers now.
And we have Sir Eddie, joining us for this segment.
Thanks for having me.
Good to have you here. Trust you had a great weekend.
Yeah, I did. Thanks.
And he's here this morning in his customary cap, like we always have him. So I'll run through the front page of the Nigerian Tribune newspaper.
I have Vanguard here.
PDP governors may prevail on Ayu to resign. It is too late to remove him. Melaye says governors, not Atiku, responsible for PDP crisis. Mayhem in Lagos, Mile 12, over killing of transport union leader. Lagos lost 22,500 children to air pollution in 2021, according to the government. Housing experts push for use of sawdust, bamboo in place of cement and sand. We do not want presidents that will favor the North. Baba Ahmed, Atiku lands in Kano, Shekarau, others join PDP today. NDLEA arrest Lagos airport cleaner with its drug syndicate. Hasward's crucial neck meeting today. We're still looking for Deborah's killers, according to the police. Imo Guba election, Ihedio has suffered daylight robbery, Dogara declares. Our CBN saved commercial banks, power sector from collapse. I have no special presidential candidate, Obasanjo. All of these headlines you find on the front page of the Nigerian Tribune today.
And on the front page of Vanguard, you find this story as the lead. PDP crisis, Atiku at wit's end as Ayu Wike dig in. PDP source says Ayu may resist stepping down. Atiku having sleepless nights over Wike's demands. Interest around ex-VP not disposed to requests. Chairman not appointed but elected, says an ally. Rivers non-indigens say why Wike should support Obi and shun both Atiku and Tinubu. On inflation, Nigerians cut spending on utility bills as price hikes persist. Number of transactions decline 24%. Price paid rises 31%. Analysts say consumers are living on tight budgets. NMPP says 2023 presidency is not by allocation to any zone. The vice president, Professor Shibajo, says 10 Nigerian states have bigger GDPs than some African countries. Obasanjo says, I have national agenda for country, not special candidate for the 2023 elections. Meanwhile, parents, NANS, task ASU and say, if you're really fighting for students, suspend the strike. Is it fair to put all that blame and pressure on ASU? I mean, after all, it takes two to tango, they say. Trouble looms in NICOM over purchase of 4 billion naira uncompleted office building. 2023, do not listen to presidential candidates through proxies, Peter Obi tells Nigerians, and this seems like a very direct shade in light of, the NBA conference. Akeredolu to Ondo teachers, it's an offense to enroll your wards in private schools. What about government workers too? I mean, government officials. Is it? Anyway, let's get to the details of the story now.
All right, and that last headline you took caught my attention, and we'll start from there before we get to some other stories. Enroll your words in public schools. Akeredolu encourages Ondo teachers. Time and again, we've had some members of the National Assembly raise this as a sort of motion to say public officers should be compelled to have their children, study in Nigerian universities and Nigerian schools, and also the issue of health, as well, that they should seek health care in the country, and it should be made law. But this is the governor encouraging teachers to put their children in public schools, while public, officers do not even do that. Is it hypocritical?
Well, I mean, there's everything in it. Hypocrisy, policy somersault, not tagging along, with what they should do. Ideally, if you have a public institution that is well established, well furnished, with so many things they need, infrastructure, laboratory, libraries, technology, laboratories and what have you. Ordinarily, people should prefer, sending their children to public school. But that's the idea. I recall. I know. In Canada, people prefer public schools to private schools, because they are well established and everything is in there, libraries and what have you. And in fact, day before yesterday, I think on Saturday, another country, people. There was a study that shows that people prefer public institutions, to private school, because it's just needless, taking your children, to private school. Once the public schools are even better off. But you see hypocrisy amongst Nigerian everyone, politicians, legislators, and all that. Well, first and foremost, this is dead on arrival, because it's not backed by any law, and there is no law that can compel me not to take my child or children, to any institution that I like, provided I have the money. I mean, that's freedom of everything. That's my right to do. Even in those countries that we feel the public schools are better off, I mean, they are not compelling anybody. It's the situation in public schools that will compel people to take their children there. But what do you have in Nigeria? Well, everywhere. Take it from primary school, to secondary school. In fact, primary schools, stories have come out where people learn under the trees. In fact, there are some institutions, there are some villages. We did one here, sometime.
Bale village.
No, there's Bale village, there's Malaolu village, and all that, which shows that the situation is just not ideal. So if they want to compel people, you don't compel people. You can only do it through the law, but people will go to court. But the compulsion will come from you doing the needful. You provide the enabling environment, conducive environment for people to learn. Teachers, people have been crying in some states, especially Ogun State, when teachers retire, they are not replaced. In fact, more often than not, it's the PTA that are assisted with getting teachers and paying them. I mean, that for me, it's just not it. It's just not it.
I recall some time ago when the Kaduna State governor put his
boy.
It was eventually withdrawn. They cited security
reasons, and all that. But yes, he wanted to cite it to do it just to cite as precedent, the other that yes, my schools are okay, but against security, well, I don't blame him because the bandits were actually after him, and he knew. Yes, it's a possibility, but it's not by compulsion. Do the right thing. Let's establish schools. After all, in the 50s, 60s, and 70s, I mean, schools were there. In fact, in the whole of Abeokuta, I can't remember. Maybe I not say when you talk of primary, when you talk of private schools in Abeokuta here that I knew of. I think one announced say around Longibara there. That was one or two or three. But now you have so many, and the pity of it all is that even some of these private institutions are not better off. But go and see the way they learn. Go and see the number of teachers there. Go and see the qualifications of teachers there. But because the environment is okay, some don't have good environment. So I think government should do the needful. If public schools are preferred in some climes, to the private schools, I think it's high time our teachers, our governments, let them focus on primary schools. Let them focus on secondary schools. I mean, people will be better off. You'll even assist the civil servants because they don't have to go and spend part of their head-earned money, to on their children in primary school, so in private public school. So for me, it's a good thing, but let them start from there. Whether you are going, even any politician, it must be a law. Any politician, you can't send your child outside this country. Enjoy. Let's all enjoy it. When the child of the or when the child of the politician or the public servant comes back home and is happy, when the university, the health institutions are okay, standard institutions, world-class institutions. It's so sad that the Kirimadu's daughter, Kirimadu is having that problem with the wife because they have refused, to establish. In fact, I read the reports and with a video of a Kirimadu village. Even the primary health center is not okay. And so that's the reason why. And he has been there, since 2003 in the National Assembly. They cannot, I think it's dawning on them. Let's maybe we'll get there one of these days.
All right, now let's talk about ASU and its NEC meeting that is, as they say on TikTok, the pressure is getting worse. We have here parents under the aegis of the National Parent Teacher Association of Nigeria, NAPTAN, have said they only expect reports that will put an end to the ongoing strike by members of ASU as its NEC meets to decide on the industrial action. Well, this is a little late because NEC has met and the meeting has ended, and now we're waiting a briefing on the outcome of the meeting. Anyway, the national president of NAPTAN, Alhaji Haruna Danjuma, expressed optimism that the meeting would lead to a resolution of the face-off between the union and the government. Even as the national president of the National Association of Nigerian Students, NANS, Comrade Sunday Ashefon, said if the lecturers were really fighting for students, they should suspend the strike. So the pressure is mounting on ASU to do what is in the best interest of the students, maybe not necessarily in the best interest of the universities itself or the lecturers themselves. Now, this always happens when the strike has gone on for,
months.
An indeterminate period, and, people are starting to feel like, okay, now we've passed the half a year mark, students have been away from school too long. But is it not better, perhaps, to address the issues that are bedeviling ASU and the universities all at once, rather than do this routine, go on strike, suspend it, and then inevitably come back to where you began? So you're at the same ground point. The same thing happened, less than 2 years ago with the longest strike so far on record, the 2020 strike. And they went back, and here we are again at it, less than over about a year later. So do you agree with those who say it's better to quash the issues once and for all, no matter how long it takes, or let them suspend in good faith and then possibly, in all likelihood, come back to square one?
Well, first and foremost, I'm less optimistic that something good will come out of this meeting, because by the law of ASU, branches and congresses decide what happens. And 90% of them, 91%, 92% are saying, no going back, let's extend it. But let's see, maybe surreptitious, clandestine pleadings, and appeals, may now overturn or upturn whatever, ASU may have decided based on their constitution. I'm not that optimistic. But however, coming back to your question, I would think that it is better to resolve this matter once and for all.
Even if it takes 2 years?
Yes, in fact, let me refer again to Professor Wole Soyinka. He had advised long time ago, close universities for 2 years and let all the stakeholders, decide. In fact, somebody is even suggesting, in the papers, somebody did suggest yesterday, that we should even now convene another meeting, where all the stakeholders, and he's saying the stakeholders, who are they? The ASU, government, the parents, corporate organizations who enjoy the outcomes of research. I mean, corporate bodies. These are the 4 agencies, these are the 4 stakeholders that they should all meet and decide on what to do. I mean, if corporate organizations will now come in, if parents will now pay 10,000 naira or more or less, whatever, if government will now, allow the councils, the governing councils of universities to take care. Imagine, you recall what came out from the Oshode Kema. He's even I mean, although he had denied it, he was saying even universities in states, some of them are ramshackle. It's so sad. And if you look at it critically, really, I do not see any reason why states should establish university and you expect the federal government, to fund it. That whatever decision was taken at the national level for national university to go back to the state. So I think that we should still go. Let this thing, although for political reasons, because if you listen to this man, Ben Gon or Gung, in fact, I used to think that the man is a Chinese. That's the spokesperson, for the Ministry of Education. He's saying if 80% of what you are is asking for has been met, then two, that whether it is UTASO, it is IPPSO, there's another one, the third one, being flagged. Yes, that the federal government is collating and trying to see how they can dance around the three, technological breakthroughs, and they come out with something that will take care of whatever, whether it is sabbatical, whether it is allowances, whether it's whatever. He's saying that, and given that, he feels that they should go back. Those are contending views. That's the reason why I think it's not going to work. But let ASU, let the government, let them close it. Look, but they won't do it because of politics. Policy will not allow them to do it. But whereas a leader should not even think of coming back. I mean, let leaders come out to say, okay, I'm here now. I want to take this step that people will not like. I mean, I want to remove subsidy. And I'm not expecting any 4 years again. So, but it's now we remove subsidy. Let people come out, and think for the nation. Let them be patriotic and look at the circumstances on ground and say, okay, I take this decision, I take responsibility for it. Whether we're going to elect me, I don't even want a second time until we get leaders who will do that. Because the federal government is saying no. We are in a cul-de-sac. The federal government is saying no. We have done 80%, and they are saying no.
But
fact,
do you think from the report you've seen, the announcements,
Yeah.
do you think the federal government has considered enough to ASU to make them go back?
No, I wouldn't think so, because they are asking for so many things. They're asking for autonomy. They're asking for revitalization. And when you talk of revitalization, you are talking of the amount needed to be voted, maybe 20 billion, 30 billion, to turn the universities around. And that's what he's right. I mean, I left in 77 and I went back there in 1986, UI, and there was a national conference, and I visited my hall, Zeke Hall, and I couldn't even get in there because of water. Water logged everything, the approach to the place, every entrance and all that. So ASU is right to an appreciable extent, although some people will argue that ASU too is fighting for his own remuneration. I read in the paper sometimes somebody was comparing what somebody working in a corporate organization would earn. That ASU, the professor is earning, I don't know whether that is correct. If it is correct, it doesn't make any sense.
Eddie,
the professor is earning 360.
Sorry to cut you off, but we do have breaking news.
Okay.
ASU has extended the strike and now confirmed.
I'm right.
Those conjectures were correct.
Yes. Because I mean, it's no going. I mean, nobody is ready to shift, ground, and that's the reason why I said, I mean, going by.
This is the true meaning of a luta continua.
Yes, of course. That is it. The struggle continues because, I mean, it's sad. It's sad if a professor is earning 360,000. I mean, it doesn't make. I know a permanent secretary at the federal level earns 1 million. I mean, I'm sure of that. Even the directors general, they do. So if the universities are, it's not fair. I mean, with regards to remuneration, even if it's 500,000, it's not okay. And that's the reason why some people argue. I read there is this piece by one professor. It was trending. One who was a former vice chancellor, and he narrated how he did it. That let the universities go back. Let them go back to the governing councils, and let them give them that leeway to maneuver. Let them generate money, from students. In fact, he said the Niger State wanted to, send a message that yes, I want to give free education. He said no, just pay for your students. Because he would do it for 1 year, and that man was his student. The governor of that Niger State at that point in time. So, I mean, we are where we should not be. We have not taken the road that is proper. The road that is proper is, can federal government or even state government fund universities in their respective areas, then must we continue, to establish universities of transportation? I mean, for political reasons, for the body language of the president. It doesn't work that way. Cairo, they did in a university in Egypt. Rather than establish a new one, they expanded by 200,000 people, per students. Already, we are not even covering the number of students. And the universities, even the private universities, are they well run? So it requires, just like Lola asked, let us shut it. Now that Asu is saying indefinite, fine, let's close the universities for 2 years or even less. Let the stakeholders, the corporate organizations, federal government, state government, parents, and lecturers, let them sit down.
That will mean we'll go into election.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. You see, it doesn't matter. Look,
the incoming administration will meet students at home.
Yeah, whoever, whether it's Atiku or Obio or Tinubu, let them meet it and let them solve the problem. If they can, if they cannot, let's push it forward.
All right, well, there are no further details on this story, actually. All the Punch says is, after a series of heated discussions, the Academic Staff Union of Universities has decided to extend its ongoing strike, and the decision was taken after the National Executive Council meeting at the union's headquarters at Abuja, University of Abuja, on Monday morning. Details, I guess, will be updated later.
Yeah.
All right, we have to go on a break in about 2 minutes, but let's see if we can sneak in one story. Obasanjo visits Absalami, says he has no special presidential candidate. Well, a lot has gone into who Obasanjo is supporting, but it looks like...
Yeah, I mean, that's not correct. With due respect to our president, our father.
You think he's still...
No, I think he's... definitely... But he's right. I believe that Obasanjo is fighting for justice and equity. No doubt about that. In the sense that the Southwest have been had produced a president that was Obasanjo, South, GEJ, North several times. So he believes that the thing should move, to Southeast. If he's saying it's not something, it's just, we know he's supporting Obi. There is no doubt about it. He has every right to support Obi. But the problem is his ability to maneuver. And don't forget, the people he went to meet have a lot of, powers over the political space in the country. Recall, during PDP primaries, some of these generals called Tambua to go back and announce that his delegates must support Atiku because they believe that the other man, that's Wike, is like a bull in a China shop. You just have to manage him. And they believe, I'm using their language, they say Wike is unpresidential in behavior and all that. They feared Wike because Wike will have won that election. But for that primaries, but for Tambua's declaration, after being prompted by some premier, by some traditional rulers and ex-generals in the country. So the people he went to meet, yes, really, are powerful. But the point is, will they be able to convince the North to convince the North not to go and vote for Obi? Because you have there is a lot, convincing people to vote for somebody.
All right, we have to proceed on a commercial break now, but we'll be back to continue the conversation with Sir Eddie Ayodo, who is here with us this morning.
Don't dare touch that dial. It's Splash, your integrity station.
Oríire dé, ìdẹ̀rùn dé fún gbogbo òbí, alágbàtọ́ àti akẹ́kọ̀ọ́. Ètò ẹ̀kọ́ ilẹ̀ òkèèrè ní san díẹ̀díẹ̀. Ṣé Yorùbá bọ̀ wọ́n ní ìran mẹ́ta kì í tòṣìpọ̀? Ṣùgbọ́n ó ní í ṣe pẹ̀lú ìgbésẹ̀ ọ̀tún ni o. Elukas ló ní kí ẹ wá sanwó san díẹ̀díẹ̀ láti kẹ́kọ̀ọ́ àti rán ọmọ yín lọ sókè òkun láti lọ kàwé. Àǹfààní ńlá kan ló wọlé dé fún gbogbo òbí, akẹ́kọ̀ọ́ àti alágbàtọ́ tí ó fẹ́ kí ọmọ òun lọ kàwé lókè òkun. Nígbà tí ilé ẹ̀kọ́ òkè òkun kì í ṣe ìwọ ti yín. Ǹjẹ́ ìwọ ti ní ilé ẹ̀kọ́ kan lọ́kàn tí ó wù ọ́ kọ́mọ rẹ lọ kàwé? Tàbí o fẹ́ kí á ràn lọ́wọ́ nípa wíwá ilé ẹ̀kọ́ ní ilẹ̀ òkèèrè? Èyíkéyìí orílẹ̀-èdè tó bá fẹ́ lórílẹ̀-èdè àgbáyé ní owó tí kò gani lára. Tàbí kó o máa san díẹ̀díẹ̀. Iléeṣẹ́ Elukas Travels and Tours ló gbé ire wọ̀lú. Elukas ló ní kí ẹ máa bọ̀ kí wọ́n bá yín ṣètò ìrìn àjò òkè òkun láti lọ kẹ́kọ̀ọ́ láì ní wàhálà owó gegele nínú o. Ẹ lè san díẹ̀díẹ̀ àbí ẹ máa san ní ranpẹ̀ranpẹ̀. Ẹ kàn sí Elukas Travels and Tours ní Fed Plaza kìlómítà 1 Abetu Junction Abiola Way nílùú Abẹ́òkúta ní ìpínlẹ̀ Ògùn. Ẹ̀rọ ìbánisọ̀rọ̀ wọn 0703-930-1361 tàbí 0909-997-7003. Elukas Travels ló ní àyè san díẹ̀díẹ̀ ti wà láti kẹ́kọ̀ọ́ àti kàwé nílẹ̀ òkèèrè.
gbogbo ọ̀nà irene níléeṣẹ́ àgbájọ homes and property nigeria limited àwọn ilẹ̀ wọn kọjá bẹ́ẹ̀ kẹ̀tíkẹ̀tí ló ń tà torí pé ó pọ̀ ju owó rẹ̀ lọ. ilẹ̀ ìbára orílẹ̀ kọ́pàpẹ́ àgbòdo 200,000 ní tẹ́lẹ̀ báyìí lórí promo wọn 100,000 lẹ́sàn. tẹ̀sí mọ̀ pé iléeṣẹ́ àgbájọ kò ní jẹ́ ta ilẹ̀ inú igbó láéláé. ilẹ̀ ń bẹ ní ìdíòrì onígangan òṣèlẹ̀ kọ́pàpẹ́ ṣòdẹ̀kẹ̀tìtò bẹ́ẹ̀ sì nílé oko wọn igbó ọ̀rà ìbára orílẹ̀ ọ̀pẹ́jì 30,000 ní plọ̀tì kan bẹ́ẹ̀ bára plọ̀tì mẹ́ta ẹ gba ìdajì sí ó sì jẹ́ ékalẹ̀rà odidi lẹ́ẹ̀gbà sí táwọn tí ó bá yín gbìnrín oko yín sì wà nílẹ̀ àwọn kan náà ni wọ́n bá yín tà á 39 NTA road ọgbẹ́ Abẹ́òkúta 07044648338 07044648338 ẹ jẹ́ ká gbé ìgbésẹ̀ àtẹ̀mí àti àwọn ìsìnkọ́pọ̀rọ̀ kù.
30 ọjọ́ oṣù kẹjọ làǹfààní yóò pín.
Kọ́lé mara lẹ̀.
Honey, must you go?
Babe, you know I must. Besides, you can always video call me.
Hey, what if your battery runs out?
I've got my power bank.
Hey, and when your power bank runs out?
Babe, I've got my laptop.
Okay, wait. What if your data runs out?
Babe, you know we never run out of data.
Never run out of data with Airtel Home Broadband Unlimited Ultra plans. Enjoy unlimited data with no speed cap plus extra data daily, so you never have to worry about running out. Visit www.airtel.com.ng/HBB to get started.
Babe, but I just left the house.
Yes, honey. It's video calling all the way.
Airtel, the smartphone network.
fún ìtẹ̀síwájú ayẹyẹ ọdún kẹta ti Fractus Family Estate and Investment Limited tí ó talẹ̀ ìrọ̀rùn fọ́mọ Nàìjíríà ẹ̀dínwó sì ń lọ lórí àwọn ilẹ̀ wa gbogbo Divine Grace ní Rounda 100,000 naira dípò 150,000 naira ilẹ̀ Pàkújọ Bàdà Oko àti Diamond Estate nítòsí Buhari Estate lọ́nà Kọ̀bàpẹ́ 200,000 naira dípò 300,000 naira ilẹ̀ oko fáwọn àgbà afọkọ́sọ̀rọ̀ ní Ọ̀bà àti Ọ̀bádàjì ẹ̀mí 30,000 naira dípò 40,000 naira pẹ̀lú ìfọwọ́sowọ́pọ̀ yín Fractus Farmers Club yóò bá yín ṣètò dídáko àti kíkórè oko nírọ̀rùn àǹfààní wà fún gbé tán tàbí san díẹ̀díẹ̀ bẹ́ẹ̀ bá ṣe ń san owó ilẹ̀ yín ẹ ó tún máa gba àwọn ẹ̀bùn ọdún oríṣiríṣi. adùn ibẹ̀ gangan ni wípé ẹni tó bá san 50,000 naira nínú owó ilẹ̀ yóò gbàdá fún draw ticket. èyí tí ẹni mẹ́ta ọ̀tọ̀ọ̀tọ̀ yóò ti fi 1 million naira ṣèfàjẹ́. gbogbo ẹ̀ fún ayẹyẹ ọdún kẹta yìí náà ni o. láti àkókò yìí títí lọ di ọjọ́ kẹẹ̀dógún oṣù kẹsàn-án ọdún tá a wà nínú rẹ̀ yìí ní àǹfààní yìí máa dópin o. láti pẹ̀lú àwọn olóríire jẹ àǹfààní yìí ẹ tètè máa bọ̀ ní Jídé Jones Way beside Ayira Kitchen Òkèléwú Abẹ́òkúta tololo 0702 5636 0702 5636 má kàn ra lẹ̀ ṣá ìfọkànbalẹ̀ ní kó rà.
To have a radio station everyone loves. I love them a lot, a lot.
You get it? If you don't get it, forget about it.
Splash FM 106.7. 106.7.
Panorama.
Panorama.
Panorama. Panorama.
Panorama.
Panorama on Splash 106.7 FM.
We're back on 106.7 FM Splash, the integrity station. This is Panorama from the pages, to be specific, where we've taken a look at papers, brought you stories. We announced that ASU has declared the extension of its strike after the conclusion of its NEC meeting. We also looked at the statement made by the Ondo State Governor to teachers that it's an offense to enroll their words in private schools, as well as the former president saying that he's not pitching his tent behind any special candidates. We also read, a variety of news stories to you. So it's time for you to button and let us know what you think of the stories we've taken. We have social media channels as well as phone lines 0817 444 1067 0817 555 1067 0704 400 1067.
Eddie Shekarau back to PDP.
Yeah,
Do you see the landscape changing for Atiku in that regard? It's always been between Shekarau, and Ganduje.
Well, they belong to the same school. And it's so surprising that Shekarau has surprised me a lot, because, if you look at him, this was a former lecturer, two-time governor, he's been I think he's senator, he's even been a minister. And you begin to wonder, why should he join this bandwagon of jumpology, moving from one party to the other? Is it going to change the narrative there? I don't want... Definitely, NNPP, APC and PDP will share the votes in Kano. No doubt about that. This all out voting for PMB. The Baba, no, it may not happen this time around. The three of them will. But the question is, will Shekarau joining PDP really affect APC? I do not want to believe so, because in fact, so many people, so many of his supporters, of APC supporters, expected him, to come back to APC, because he already spoken with PDP to say but Kwankwaso did not give me what I wanted in that place, in the NMPP. In fact, rather, he only presented me with the ticket, whereas, for the Senate, whereas all my supporters, nothing had been given to them. So that was the only reason why he moved. So people now expected that he was going to come back to APC. So which means APC still has a lot of supporters in that place. And is sitting governor anyway, Ganduje, he's sitting governor, so he must have interest. He must have support in that place.
All right, let's start with the calls now. Good morning.
Hello, good morning, Nicholas.
Nicholas, please go ahead.
I agree with Lola. She used the word shade. It is clear. You see, democracy is not a 100-meter race. It is a marathon. We have to continue to interrogate the questions that govern our national life. And an NDA conference would have been a very good avenue for us to hear from those who intend to lead us. Nigerians should know that this next election is a referendum, whether it is in the constitution or not. It's a referendum whether we want a Nehemiah who would rebuild the city walls and restore the city gates, or we want a Rehoboam who will flog us with scorpions. On Ayu, it's a pity that a former state president who understood legislative processes is now confused that a certain region should not control all the juicy offices in the land. On the pollution in Lagos, if that figure is correct, but from air pollution where there's no oil spillage, then over 1 million should have died in the Niger Delta because they sit on the pollution. But God has a way of taking care of their lungs. Have a nice day.
Contribution. Tola Ayodo on WhatsApp says, please help me ask Mr. Governor which university did his children attend. They should learn to lead by example. For me, I don't care if the rich and politicians send their awards to private or foreign schools, but they should provide qualitative and affordable education to the generality of the masses as core mandates of their responsibility to Nigerians. That was sent in by Surakat Abdulhamid Abiodun. And Comrade Otito Koro says, mind you, if not because I'm a human activist, I wouldn't have been complaining like this. When we say Aluta Continua, we answer Victoria Assata. He also sent in one earlier on our special issue of the day, where he said, you guys can witness my complaint about the road that it's now becoming concerning along Kemta to Sawmill, as if we are going to OGTV or Adebayo. Now I can hear from another person concerning another spoiled road along Idiaba to BGS. All right, thank you for your contributions on WhatsApp.
Yes, what Nicholas talked about the pollution in Lagos. You see, the people from everywhere went to pollute Lagos, because the question is, I've read so much about Lagos. The problem is people just coming. Even that day we were traveling, see some boys coming from the north, from every day, from the south every day, to go and pollute Lagos. So it's not the fault of Lagos state government. Let's be fair to them.
All right. Facebook, Peter Abalajo, he did say, well done, Splash FM. I sincerely appreciate your efforts to sensitize the people. God will bless you. And to our father, Eddie, in the studio, I'm always excited because I'm going to learn. Big, you are Lagos boy and village boy at the same time. Oh, learn big. You are Lagos boy and village boy at the same time. I five for you, sir. Well, there's so much that punctuation, can resolve. Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning, Alaji. You have a minute.
Good morning. Okay. Alaji Omitogun.
Please go ahead.
I'm calling from Irakari Nolomuri.
All right.
On the issue of the Mr. Governor that are now going on the issue of the road, I pity an education. I pity the Mr. Governor, anybody governor, because it is we, all of us, that if they are the ones that we are talking of, instead of looking at the structure. The Kenta road you are talking, I believe it belongs to the federal government. That is it. The what's called Longo Road belongs to the federal government, and you see, that's of 17%. Both the Amosun and this calculation, they have been shaking of the road of federal government. You are not getting enough of it. The remaining 77 is for the state and the local. They are solving. Look at Olomole Road. You apply for that road to the show your age. Now, what's the situation now?
All right. Well, you already complained about that area. I know Sir Eddie also stays around that.
Yes, that's my well. We just
has the road been abandoned? Indeed.
Yes, in fact, at the point they ought to have, put what do you call it? Asphalt. They didn't, and the rains came and
he's washing it off. I think it's the same state with a part of the Kemta Shumori Road that has also not been completed. The rains have also come now, and has also washed
the whole place.
All right, let me take the rest of the comments on Facebook. We have to go soon. Kenny George said, "You're correct, Sir Eddie. Government cannot compel anyone to take their children to public schools. They should fix the mess in our public schools first, and we will willingly enroll our children there." Peter Bolaji is back and he says, "Why is it difficult for this government to put a bachelor $23 million to settle us on education at once? They just want to reduce the money." I know there's an agreement that it has to be for capital projects and for
specific
infrastructural projects. That's the condition on which
the money was released.
Tayo Ademola Adeno said, "Good morning once again. Good morning, Sir Eddie. See, no matter how long ASU strike we take, let the strike continue. Let me tell you, I have a sister at university who our 4 years program is taking almost 6 years now, which I don't bloody care. And ASU are not only fighting for themselves, but our next generation. There are many amongst them who are leaving office soon, so then let them stand on their ground until the proper thing is done by FG. If you won't give them full, I won't take it half from you. If the battle is not finished now, the future of our education is in danger." Kilo Degon. Thank you very much. On Twitter. Bola Obadmeji Philip said, "If a university prof is earning 350,000 naira per month and a permanent secretary earns 1 million, why can't the prof resign and go and work in a government ministry instead of these unnecessary arguments?" I don't
so do you think that permanent secretary deserves to earn more than a university?
But how many professors can that? How many permanent secretaries can we
have? That's the less than 1%. That's the problem.
All right. Thank you very much, Sir Eddie. I know.
Thanks for having me.
For joining us this morning. In fact, we had quite a number of back and forth this morning, but we appreciate you for always showing up for us, and we pray that God will continue to keep you and grant you good health and longer life, because there's long life already. We'll pray for longer life. And Lagos boy and village boy, well, maybe we'll hear the story behind that someday. But thank you very much to you for joining us, especially the first segment where we had to make some sort of impromptu arrangements, but we appreciate you for joining us. We'll be back tomorrow.
We also take under advisement your suggestion to talk to Splash Management about the open
We'll talk to Splash Management.
Yes, we will. And thank you, Engineer Yano Richard, for that tip-off earlier about the ASU strike. I could not confirm it at the time, but I later did. But thank you anyway. Thank you for your contributions. Let's do this again tomorrow by 8 o'clock. My name is Lola Meduteni.
And tomorrow we'll be taking a look at the issues surrounding the disbursement, which is causing an issue between the governors and the Attorney General. We'll be breaking it down for you. My name is Boyega Olaniyi. Enjoy the rest of the day.
Panorama.